Hello, Abraxas here, and we'll be playing some Universe Sandbox 2. So I have a suggestion from Ikarus, and he asks, crash a neutron star into the biggest star. I don't think that's going to do much. I think that's probably just going to trigger a supernova, but let's go ahead and give that a shot. So the biggest star would be UY Scuti, or we can go with the biggest mass, which would be R31A1, but we'll use UY Scuti for this. Wherever it is. There it is. So a pulsar. I think we should just use probably the crab pulsar. Let's go ahead and launch that into UY Scuti. Okay, so there it is. It's actually very, very far away from the star right now. And this will actually take quite a while to actually collide at this speed, so we're gonna have to speed up the simulation a little bit. There we go, now it's actually moving. Speed this up a little bit more. And here comes the collision. You know? Oh, there it goes. Now it's supernovaed. I thought that was actually gonna survive for a second there. Had me fooled. But nope, looks like it made a beautiful supernova. Type 1A. Okay, so let's go ahead and start a new simulation. And instead of doing that, let's go ahead and place UY Scuti as a still object right there. And see if we can get this to orbit very, very, very closely to UY Scuti. Like that close. Now the thing is, I don't think UY Scuti is actually in the Roche limit of this pulsar. Let alone, I don't think this pulsar is actually going to shred UY Scuti, even though it actually probably would in reality. But just because it is the smaller object, I don't think it's actually going to do anything. Yep, it fell right in. I think I could actually shred it with that. My HUD is flickering for some reason. So I don't think that's gonna work. I can't even delete the star. I think I just broke the game. Yeah, I'm pressing delete and it's just not going away. Let's new simulation. Okay, things are still flickering. Did it stop? Am I all good? I think I'm good. Oh, it's still wanting to flicker a little bit. Okay, so there's UY Scuti, and is my HUD just flickering? It's definitely flickering in the recording. That is very odd. But let's go ahead and make this orbit around UY Scuti. I think the only way we're going to get this properly shred would be by increasing this mass of this pulsar to around... How many suns is UY Scuti? 14? 8. So, okay, give me just a moment. I have to reload the game because things are not working. The game literally gave me an error window as I closed it. Let's go ahead and start the simulation back up. Not sure how I broke it, but somehow I broke it. Okay, so let's go ahead and drop UY Scuti in. Make a pulsar orbit UY Scuti. Can't really get this as close as possible without it just like falling right in. And let's change the mass of this pulsar to a value of, let's say, 15 suns. Oh, I turned it into a black hole. Well, that's not exactly what I wanted to do. And it fell right in. And it just straight up deleted UY Scuti. Well, that's not going to work. Trying to get a dense object in UY Scuti's Roche limit to make kind of a cool, I don't know, accretion disk kind of scenario. Just kind of have like a black hole or a pulsar just pull in the matter from UY Scuti, but that didn't work out very well. It just straight up deleted UY Scuti. So let's go ahead and place that once more. And let's get a black hole of, I don't know, 100 suns just orbiting around this. Oh wow, yeah, that's not gonna work. Do we have a star of such mass? ETA create a B, which... yeah, that looks like it could possibly work. Yeah, thinking about it, this doesn't really make much sense just because we're going to need an object that is more massive, and that's just going to keep pulling it right in. So that's not really going to work. What is some way we could actually shred up UY Scuti? I guess we'd have to make it orbit around a black hole. If we were to do it in this sense. So let's just go ahead and place this 100 sun black hole right here. This is a little bit backwards, but bear with me. And UY Scuti, which will have to orbit very, very, very close to that. Let's just see if this actually starts shredding it, if it's actually in the Roche limit. Yep, it collided. Well, that's not gonna work. What if I made it a binary orbit? It ended up deleting it, and what happened here? What is this? It's a little brown dwarf UY Scuti. Wasn't that just adorable? Okay, well, I don't think there's any way I could actually do this, but I did want to make a black hole just kind of pulling mass from a star, so I guess we're just going to have to do it with something like the sun. So here is a black hole of honored mass. I'll place it as a still object right there. And the orbiting object will be a star such as the sun. Since I can't really get a good example going on of a black hole stealing mass from a star, well, that was quick. And wow. These are not wanting to orbit, they just want to just fall right in, don't they? I am placing these way too close. What's going on? Oh, I'm placing it as a still object, that's what's going on. There we go. Ah, there we go, absolutely beautiful. I mean, that's pretty cool looking, but I wanted to really get the black hole to orbit the star and pull mass and kind of make a spiral effect. Kind of like a lot of illustrations and stuff of such things. But it doesn't look like that's happening. Look very closely there. I think some of these particles are actually orbiting with like kind of a polar orbit. It's pretty cool. In the center there. Very nice. And another huge portion of the sun's being ripped out. It has not been demoted to a brown dwarf yet. Looks like it's just kind of a red dwarf. A little bit bigger, maybe an orange dwarf. Let's see, Proxima Centauri. Yeah, it's still actually quite big. Oh, and there goes another huge portion of the sun. And there goes even more. It's now equivalent to about 429 Jupiters, which is somewhere around half of its mass. Sort of half. Yeah, because it's so close, it keeps trying to regain its mass, so it's basically going to sit here colliding in with its own particles as it's shredded apart. But very cool nonetheless. Let's go ahead and get rid of that and kind of grab another star and place it out here. Should still get shredded apart, but it should regain a little bit less of its mass. There we go. And it's looking quite dull now. It really sucks that I couldn't really do what I wanted to do, but I guess the game doesn't really support that yet. Having an object like a black hole of something that has a lot of density kind of take matter from something that is less dense. See, what we're doing is we're shredding the sun and the Roche limit of the black hole, but if a black hole orbited very close to a massive star like UY Scuti, even though it's not more massive than the star, it should be able to essentially take matter from its outer shell and pull it towards it, but that's not really working, so really unfortunate. Anyways, if you guys like the video, please leave it a like, and if you want to see more videos like this, please do subscribe, it really does help, and I will see you guys in the next one.